Hi everyone, it's Chenzo from Reality Art Pod, here to talk about the Challenge 41, Vets and New Threats, Episode 6, titled Is He Throwing It? Last week on the challenge, it was all about football, and after Michaela and Jake won the daily, Derek and Ben faced off in a hall brawl, which saw Fighter Ben losing the fight and being eliminated. Before I dive in, links in the description to my Challenge 41 playlist, where you can catch up on my previous recaps. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. You can use my link to try Paramount Plus for free. But let's dive into it. Teams for this week were picked last week: Michaela and Jeremy, Jake and John A, Adrian and Derek C, Turbo and Tay, Aviv and Cedric, Ashley and Will, Lekka and CT, Gabe and Anissa, America and Derek K, Leroy and Izzy, Sydney and Leo, Nani and Theo, and Justin and D. And Olivia is the hangnail. She won't compete in the daily and will automatically face the jury in the house vote. Heading back from the elimination, Leo preaches in the bus that the rookies need to stick together and that all of the vets are basically busted and can't compete. No more rookie on rookie crime, Leo says. They're all rallied around this. Justin says they're gonna put the vets in retirement homes, but Izzy wants to protect her ally, hangnail Olivia, so she's not sure if she's down for this plan. The next day, the vet women are sick of Anissa. She's not loyal to them. She was even turning on them in last week's vote, so that's something to keep an eye on. They head to their daily challenge, Ruins My Life, a heights over water challenge where they need to swim out, climb a structure to collect puzzle pieces, build a puzzle on top, jump back in, and swim back. CT is already getting flashbacks to being ambulanced out of a similar challenge last season. He seems very disturbed by this and calls it facing his trauma. The last place team's woman goes straight into elimination, and the winning team will decide who goes against Olivia in the house vote. Anissa and Gabe and CT and Lekka go first. CT faces his trauma. Anissa's impressing Gabe, and they perform well together, but CT is paralyzed with fear and is just not able to get on the ladder. Poor Lekka has to do this all by herself. Turbo thinks CT isn't doing it because his life in the game isn't on the line. CT coaches Lekka from the water, and she still finishes this before Gabe and Anissa. An amazing performance from Lekka. Next are Aviv and Cedric and Ashley and Will. Both teams do well, but Aviv and Cedric really nail this, with Cedric being a great partner here, so they finish first. Leroy and Izzy take on Derek K and America. Derek is crushing it, but America has a little panic. She pushes through and gets a puzzle piece after lots of cheerleading from TJ. Leroy gasses out, and Izzy falls, giving Derek and America the edge to win the heat. Izzy takes a hard fall trying to get their last piece. Izzy and Leroy time out and are disqualified. The show speedruns through the next few heats. I guess they don't find some of them interesting, but what if we wanted to see our faves take on a challenge on a show called The Challenge? In Heat 7, Dee and Justin take on Leo and Sydney. Sydney calls the other players NARPs, non-athletic regular people. Both of these teams are savage and showing what the new threats can do. Dee even achieves what Izzy tried and failed to do. Leo breaks the challenge and pulls the rope net up to get the puzzle piece instead of climbing down, which was genius. And Leo and Sydney win the heat. In the results, TJ tells the group that because CT never made it up his ladder, he and Lekka automatically lose the heat, which didn't seem fair to me, given that Lekka completed the puzzle, but whatever. So Lekka will be in the arena, and the daily winners are Leo and Sydney. They'll be safe and get to decide which team will be up for elimination against Olivia. Following the challenge, the rookies meet. Leo plans to use Izzy's name as a decoy to cause panic in the house and not tell anyone which vet they're really going to nominate. Izzy feels thrown to the wolves about this. She doesn't feel like the other rookies even like her. Cedric, Jeremy, and Turbo are pissed at CT. CT walks in and Turbo calls him out for it, which turns into a fight where CT calls Turbo the moral police. They go back and forth, calling each other pussy, you're a pussy, no, you're a pussy. Turbo tells CT, if you can't do challenges, don't come, and CT says, I'll come anytime I want. Turbo exits stage right, calling CT a lazy fat ass. Then CT decides he wants to hug it out with Turbo. Not a good time for a hug. Turbo is about to shank him with a flosser, but Nani, Turbo's babysitter, ensures that all becomes calm. But who cares about any of this? We're going to the club. Leo tells Sydney that he's being himself in the game. He's an instigator, and he points out the vet's youth is fleeting. Lekka thanks Turbo for standing up for her. Lekka feels like Izzy should have been in the bottom for her performance in the daily, so she actually wants Izzy to be her opponent. Anissa campaigns to Sydney to save herself. Olivia also doesn't want Anissa to be nominated, but Michaela feels safe because she's bonded with a lot of the rookies, especially the Survivor girls. Izzy pulls Olivia and tells Olivia that her name is the decoy name, showing the new threats that she can't be trusted. The next day, Olivia campaigns to Leo, asking him not to nominate Anissa. She asks him to nominate Ashley instead. So players head to nominations where, after a long speech that doesn't make any sense from Leo and Sydney decide to nominate Anissa, saying her alliances don't make sense. So the jury has to decide between Olivia and Anissa. It ends up being a split vote, getting down to Leroy and Izzy. Izzy wants to save Olivia, but Leroy is adamant that he doesn't want his friend Anissa in elimination. So they vote Olivia, making Olivia the house vote. So Olivia will face off against Lekka in the elimination. Later, players head to the arena. They'll be playing out of time. It's simple. They have 5 minutes to race up and down a ramp with rollers, hitting a button with each rep. At the end of 5 minutes, the player with the most reps done wins the elimination. They get started. Lekka gets to a quick lead, her sports background coming in handy, and Lekka stays like half a rep ahead of Olivia for a long time. At a certain point, Lekka collapses on the rollers and just lays there, letting Olivia pass her up. Lekka just gasses out, and Olivia proves she's been training for this. In the end, Olivia wins the elimination, sending Lekka home. So we lose Lekka here, who is such a strong competitor. She did so well in in dailies, even winning one. She was also playing well strategically in the strongest alliance in the house with the Tarzan and Janes. This wasn't a good episode for her. She had the debacle in the challenge where she had to do twice the work. I think it's BS that they were disqualified because CT couldn't get up the ladder. She did the puzzle all by herself and should have been rewarded for that. So a bad call from the ref, if I'm honest. Her alliance tried their best to get her a good opponent in Anissa. Ultimately, she lost the elimination to Olivia fair and square. I'd like to see her again on the show because she's a good competitor who got such a bad shake, though I'd like to see a little more reality TV-ness from her. Like, what happened to her was BS, and everyone was talking about it except her. She handled this with way more maturity than I would have, which in the real world is a great thing, but on the challenge, let's stop being polite and start getting real. But that's all I have to say about this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Leo and Sydney's daily win and Lekka's elimination. If you like the content, consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back next Wednesday with more challenge. Until then, you know where to find me. Bye.